Congratulations to Jimmy and Jey Uso. WWE makes changes ahead of Saturday night's main event. Adam Pearce brings back iconic match. Charlotte Flairs returns to SmackDown. Could she be revealed as Jade Cargill's attacker? Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 if The Rock doesn't return. Bronson Reed's injury update. Solo Sikoa called out by Real-life Bloodline member. WWE makes changes ahead of Saturday night's main event. Saturday night's main event is just a few days away, and WWE has stacked the card with several exciting matches. The upcoming edition of Monday Night Raw will see the feuds and storylines change gears ahead of the spectacle. However, Adam Pearce could also make some major announcements on the show that might change the trajectory of the match card. The Raw general manager might make a pivotal change in the World Heavyweight Championship match. Moreover, he could add another title match at the upcoming show, which was teased last week on the Red brand. Besides, Rhea Ripley, who is currently not a part of the spectacular event, might have a special role in one of the high-profile matches. Here are 4 changes WWE can make to Saturday night's main event on tonight's Monday Night Raw. Number 1. Damian Priest might get added to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunther is set to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor at Saturday night's main event. However, this could turn into a triple threat match with the addition of Damian Priest. The Archer of Infamy has a score to settle with Balor, as the latter cost him his world title opportunity for the second time at Survivor Series War Games. Moreover, Priest has unfinished business with the ring general. The 42-year-old has not received a fair shot at the coveted championship and deserves another opportunity. With all 3 superstars involved in the mix, Damian Priest will likely be added to the World Heavyweight Championship match this week on Monday Night Raw. Number 2. Adam Pearce could add Uncle Howdy's match to Saturday night's main event. The Wyatt Six is currently involved in an intriguing feud with the Final Testament on Raw. With this rivalry reaching a boiling point, there is a high chance that WWE could add their match to the card for the upcoming event. Uncle Howdy could have a one-on-one showdown with Karrion Kross at Saturday night's main event, the announcement of which could be made tonight. Adam Pearce could also make it a mixed tag team match as Uncle Howdy and Nikki Cross could team up to battle Karrion Kross and Scarlett at the impending spectacle. Regardless of which of these matches gets official, a 6th match is expected to be added to the card for Saturday night's main event, related to the feud between the Wyatt Six and the Final Testament. Number 3. Finn Balor and JD McDonough could be forced to defend their gold last week on Raw. Adam Pearce told Finn Balor that he had certain plans to discuss regarding his other title, implying the World Tag Team Championship. This especially came after the Prince shifted his entire focus to his upcoming match against Gunther, forgetting the title that he currently holds. Therefore, fans could see the general manager making a huge proclamation this week on Raw. Balor and JD McDonough could be forced to put their tag title on the line at Saturday night's main event. In an emphatic statement, Pearce could reveal the challengers and make this bout official. The Judgment Day members have not defended the World Tag Team Championship in a while, and there is a good likelihood that they will be compelled to do so this Saturday. Number 4. Rhea Ripley could be made the ring enforcer in the Women's World title match. Liv Morgan and Io Sky will lock horns in a marquee match for the Women's World Championship at Saturday night's main event. This match is expected to have ringside interference from Raquel Rodriguez or Dominic Mysterio. To put an end to that, Rhea Ripley could step into the fray on tonight's Raw and make a major proclamation. In a shocking twist, Mommy could reveal she will be the special ring enforcer in Morgan's high-stakes title match against EIO. This could ensure a free and fair match between both superstars devoid of ringside shenanigans. Moreover, Ripley could state that she would be waiting on the other side of the shore for whoever emerges victorious at Saturday night's main event. Adam Pearce brings back iconic match. Tonight's episode of Raw will see Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez go head-to-head. Big Mommy Cool is an obstacle that the Eradicator must overcome if she hopes to get her hands on Liv Morgan. But, even though she has a chance to get rid of this thorn in her side, it might not go her way. So much so that Adam Pearce may have to bring back an iconic match after 9 months just to appease her. The iconic match in question here last featured the likes of Nia Jax and Becky Lynch. The 2 superstars gave it their all in a last woman standing match back in March 2024, which ended in the man's favor. Now, Adam Pearce could book a similar match for Saturday night's main event between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. Of course, the possibility of this match being booked depends on several things. In this scenario, Rhea Ripley could approach Raw general manager Adam Pearce about it based on the results of her match tonight on Raw. She could have the upper hand throughout the bout, but could ultimately lose to Big Mommy Cool after the latter cheats, maybe with the help of Liv Morgan. Annoyed by the result and the whole situation, Ripley could demand that Pearce book a match for Saturday night's main event. Moreover, she could demand that it would be a match where neither she nor Rodriguez could escape on some technicality. This could lead Pearce to reluctantly book a last woman standing match. But at the end of the day, this is nothing more than speculation. Should Adam Pearce book a last woman standing match, it certainly wouldn't faze either Rhea Ripley or Raquel Rodriguez. In fact, the two women are not strangers to the stipulation, having been previously involved in such a match. After all, it was about 3 years ago that the two faced off against each other in this very stipulation. On January 6th, 2021, Ripley and Rodriguez, who back then went by Raquel Gonzalez, went head-to-head in a last woman standing match at NXT's New Year's Eve. That time around, Big Mommy Cool was the one who came out on top. But if the two were to do it again in 2024, surely the Eradicator would look to rewrite history. But at the end of the day, and as mentioned earlier, a last woman standing match between the two in 2024 is nothing more than conjecture. Nevertheless, the two would be stepping into familiar territory if this fantasy booking were to come true. Charlotte Flairs returns to SmackDown. Could she be revealed as Jade Cargill's attacker? The WWE Universe has been trying to decode the mystery surrounding Jade Cargill's mystery attacker on SmackDown for weeks now. Numerous names are under the scanner. However, most viewers feel Bianca Belair is the mastermind behind the beatdown, and Charlotte Flair may prove the same on Friday. Before Survivor Series War Games 2024 on the November 22nd edition of SmackDown, Jade Cargill was viciously attacked backstage by an unknown assailant. Meanwhile, Big Jade's tag team partner, Bianca Belair, was competing in a Women's United States Championship tournament match. In a shocking turn of events, former Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair could return on SmackDown and expose Bianca Belair as the mystery attacker. This could lead to the heel turn of the EST of WWE for the first time on the main roster. The Queen has been absent from TV since she suffered a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus during a match against Asuka in December 2023. Upon her return, Jade Cargill could begin her much-awaited feud against Bianca Belair. Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair could face a heel Belair at a mega event like WrestleMania 41. Belair is a 3-time women's champion. She is also the reigning women's tag team champion. During her appearance on the Forever Young podcast, the Queen revealed she had negative thoughts after being injured last year. Flair admitted that she got hurt right when her husband and former NXT champion Andrade was returning to the company after a stint in AEW. When it first happened, I thought my life was over. Laughs, I was like, oh my gosh, a perfect storm. My husband Andrade had just come back to the company or was on his way back. I knew he was going to be debuting soon, and from the moment I was taken out, I just have kept telling myself that I'm going to come back the best version of the Queen. It remains to be seen how long fans will have to wait to see Charlotte Flair back on WWE television. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 if The Rock doesn't return. Roman Reigns boasts an exceptional WrestleMania record, headlining the show of shows 9 times in his career already. The 41st edition of the show is about 4 months away, and it seems that the OTC will supposedly face either Cody Rhodes or The Rock in Las Vegas. However, the recent development in Reigns' storyline suggests a potential twist that could see him facing a different opponent at WrestleMania 41. The name in the question is CM Punk. The best in the world made his much-awaited return before Survivor Series War Games 2024 alongside Paul Heyman, who introduced him as the 5th member of the OG Bloodline. The original Bloodline and Punk emerged victorious in the men's War Games match. Following the spectacular win, fans noted that when Paul Heyman hugged Punk while he was making his exit, the best in the world reminded the Wiseman that he owed him a favor, and that whenever he wanted one, he would ask for it. En route to WrestleMania 41, Punk could ask to face Roman Reigns with some kind of stakes, leading to a massive feud and the chance for the wrestling world to witness 2 legends battle on the grandest stage of them all. The stars have already hinted at animosity between them. It needed interference from Paul Heyman for the duo to work together and get the job done. In a dramatic turn of events, CM Punk could clinch the World Heavyweight Championship before WrestleMania 41. Punk could then redeem the favor he owed Paul Heyman by asking him to leave Reigns and be his Wiseman. This could mark the beginning of their epic showdown, leading to a match at the Showcase of Immortals next year for the World Heavyweight title, with the stakes being the title and Heyman himself. It remains to be seen if the Triple H-led creative team pulls the trigger on the much-anticipated bout between Roman Reigns and CM Punk for WrestleMania 41. Bronson Reed's injury update. Bronson Reed suffered a massive injury during the War Games match at Survivor Series. The star jumped off the top of the cage in an attempt to take out Roman Reigns with a tsunami, but in turn ended up splashing through the table, which eventually led to his ankle injury. WWE, during the latest episode of SmackDown, announced that Bronson Reed had suffered a broken ankle and would be out of the squared circle for an indefinite period of time. A recent update also revealed that Reed was set to undergo surgery soon, which could eventually lead to his speedy recovery. Amid massive updates on his injury, with the star out on the shelf for an indefinite period, Bronson Reed has broken his silence. In a recent post on X/Twitter, the 36-year-old sent out an emotional message, stating that his spirit was unbreakable. "I believe that in this business, you have to keep evolving. This is just another time to do so. Your outlook on situations can make or break you. My spirit is unbreakable," he wrote. While Reed's injury during the War Games match has made a plethora of headlines all around the world, he was not the only one to be ruled out of the squared circle after the match. Jimmy Uso and Tanga Loa also suffered injuries during the match, which WWE announced during this week's SmackDown. Both men have also been ruled out of the squared circle for an indefinite period of time. With 3 men out of the storyline, time will tell what's next for the Bloodline. In addition to that, it would be interesting to see the twists and turns once all 3 men return from their respective injuries. Solo Sikoa called out by Real-life Bloodline member. A real-life member of the Bloodline called out Solo Sikoa ahead of this week's episode of WWE Raw. Sikoa was in action in the men's War Games match at Survivor Series last weekend. Zilla Fatu is the son of Umaga, and recently made it known that he was not a fan of Solo Sikoa using his late father's signature finisher. Fatu called out Sikoa at a recent independent wrestling show, and also referenced Jey Uso by saying "yeet" as well. Roman Reigns pinned Sikoa during the men's War Games match at Survivor Series to pick up the victory for his team at the Premium Live event. The Bloodline attacked LA Knight and Andrade this past Friday night on SmackDown and made it clear that the group was not finished, despite their recent loss at Survivor Series. Wrestling legend Rikishi recently predicted that Solo Sikoa would become a world champion in the Stamford-based promotion within the next year. The 31-year-old battled Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at SummerSlam, but came up short after Roman Reigns made a shocking return to interfere in the match. Rikishi is the father of the Usos and Sikoa in real life, and believes Solo has a very bright future in the company. Speaking on his Rikishi Off the Top podcast, the veteran made a bold prediction by claiming that the SmackDown superstar would become a major champion in 2025. "This is his time to yeet. This is his time to yeet. He's been out for a minute. Perfected his craft, waited for his turn, waited for his opportunity. 2025, I see Solo Sikoa as WWE champion," Rikishi said. The 31-year-old named himself the new tribal chief after Roman Reigns lost to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. He became the leader of the new version of the Bloodline on SmackDown, and 2 members of his War Games team sustained injuries during the match at WWE Survivor Series. Tanga Loa suffered a torn bicep, and Bronson Reed broke his foot while jumping off the cage. It will be interesting to see if the Bloodline attempts to find a replacement for their injured star in the weeks ahead on WWE SmackDown. Congratulations to Jimmy and Jey Uso, former WWE Tag Team Champions. Jimmy and Jey Uso are finally back on the same page after more than a year of being on opposite sides of the ring. The Usos reunited to help Roman Reigns overcome Solo Sikoa's bloodline, and have remained together as a duo in time to celebrate their 15-year anniversary in the company. Jimmy and Jey Uso originally signed with WWE in December 2009, before debuting with FCW in January 2010. The Usos were pushed into a career in the ring by their uncle Umaga since they were working for a furniture company at the time. The Usos are currently on the opposite WWE brand, and Jimmy Uso recently broke his toe while competing alongside his brother in War Games, so it's unclear when they will be forced to work together in the future. Jey was attacked this past week on Raw, which could lead to a new storyline for him on Raw, away from the OG bloodline. The Usos are arguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time. The Samoan twins have been able to remain at the top of their game in WWE for more than a decade, and it seems that even splitting them apart wasn't enough to stop them from gaining momentum. Jey Uso has been able to head over to Raw and become Intercontinental Champion on his own, while his brother Jimmy took time away to heal from an injury. The duo also became only the 3rd pair of siblings to face off at WrestleMania when they went one-on-one back in April, but it was Jey who was able to come out on top. It is a massive achievement to reach 15 years in WWE, and it shows the passion and drive that the 2 men have to have remained at that level for so long.